So every gardener has that area of their garden that's really a struggle. I, for one, definitely have it. And today, I want to show you that struggle and talk about what I've done. Hello and welcome to Sproutlogic Gardening. So when we talk about trouble spots, this by far is probably the worst spot in my garden. It's south facing. So normally you would think this is going to get baked in sun. It's going to be absolutely amazing, tons of stuff. Well, no. I have these giant trees casting shade. So this is a real struggle area. The soil, of course, is clay. So things don't really grow well. Only certain plants would do well in this situation. Frankly, very few. Now these hydrangeas make me look like I'm telling a bit of a story here, but these are in pots and they get morning sun. That's important. If I put them out in the open garden, they would be burned to a crisp and be totally wiped out immediately. So this has been a real struggle area for me in the garden. Of course, it's got that perfect storm. Bad soil, shade, and frankly, a micro condition where if it gets moist over here, because of the trees hanging over, that moisture tends to stay, and just hang out in this area. So it's actually a little bit more humid over here compared to the rest of the garden. Makes sense, the rest of the garden's getting sun, this isn't. So when I look at this spot, and if you were looking at this as a gardener, what do you do? Well, I want to show you a couple things that I've done to this spot to make it a little more successful and things you can do with a spot like this in your garden. So when I was thinking about this spot in the garden, I went ahead and wanted to try a little experiment. What can I do over here to make it, kind of flow into the garden itself and make it more successful? Well, a couple things here to point out. I picked out plants that would do well in shade. So this is a geranium and a coral bell. And then I have two ferns. Now these are what I call bonus ferns. I found them under my porch in the back, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it tells you how tough they are. They were living under a porch with like no sunlight. Planted them here. They started doing a little rough in the beginning, but they actually took off. And then this is a fern that I planted last year in the winter. I thought it died, but another thing to tell you how tough ferns are. Went ahead and came back and it's looking darn good. So planting things that work well in shade is obviously a big win for that. Hydrangeas like that morning sun. This does get a little bit of morning sun. Against this back fence area, pretty much I'd say no, very little to no morning sun. A little bit further out, morning sun. So if I was to convert this to a bed, I want to keep things that love heavy shade right back here. A little bit further up here, I'd probably plant things that want that morning sun, hydrangeas and other plants to make it very successful. Now when it comes to the soil, a little bit trick I did as well as I amended the soil. So you can buy these special mixes you get at garden centers where you can take your native soil and mix it up, and it kind of breaks it up, adds drainage and adds nutrients. I went ahead and actually did that over here. In this particular spot, I went ahead and did it. I might do it at a larger scale later on, not sure. But for now, I think this is something I'm going to stick with, which is just area to test it out. And I would say it's been very successful. Now, one other thing I'll mention, and I'll cover this, is going to be what else can you do with an area like this? And yeah, let me show you. So the other obvious thing you can do with a spot like this is give it to nature. I've kind of done both. I've allowed natural plants to kind of grow in. Some things a little less natural. I mean, technically, Virginia creeper is native, but it acts very invasive. It takes over things, and as you can tell, it's quite successful over here. But if I allow that, I'm also letting nature into the garden. Super important. But there's something else to note about that. When you're looking at the plants that are growing successfully over here, think about what they are. We have vines and different things growing in here, ferns that were here before as well. When you look at this stuff, that kind of tells the story. These are the things that'll grow successfully in this area. So mimic, find things that are similar in the same plant family, and you're probably able to plant it up no problem at all. So shade areas, don't ever just think, I'm down and out, forget about it, I'm going to do nothing with it. Plenty to do. I mean, you can amend the soil, grow things that do well in shade. You can go ahead and let nature come in. There's plenty of options out there when it comes to a spot like this. And frankly, as long as you just let nature kind of show you the way, like it is right now, I know it's going to grow over here pretty easily, and I think you would as well. I want to show you one more spot in my garden that's a bit of a trouble area and a little bit of a different story. Now, this spot in my lawn has been a real problem for years, and it was thanks to a mistake I made a while back. I covered this in a previous video, but I had a greenhouse here, and what I did is I put down a tarp. That was a bad idea. I killed everything over here. This was a dead zone, essentially. And so really bad idea. I learned from that mistake. But it's been a real struggle to bring back. The soil is heavily impacted. And so I've done multiple times where I've kind of tilled it up by hand. I've tilled it up with machines. I've laid down grass seed. I've even put down a little bit of the straw you can see to help protect the seeds. And I've been mildly successful. There's still plenty of bare spots over here. A real problem for me in the garden. Now, I'm not really big on lawns, so it looks a little unsightly, but for me, kind of is what it is. I've spent a lot of time and effort to get this area back up, and it's frankly not working. I've even tried to plant the clover over here and it won't grow. That tells you something. But yeah, this is another example of a trouble area. Now, typically, if I really wanted to fix this, I would deep till the soil. I'd probably put sod down, and that's what you would need to do for an area like this as well. Put sod down, keep it watered, and keep it going. If you did that, you should be pretty successful bringing it back. For me, yeah, I'm not going to invest in it. At this point, I'm kind of done with it. I'll let nature take its course. All right, so I think we should probably wrap this video up. Now, my hope for this video is that I showed you two different problem areas and gave you some ideas on how to fix them and or use them in your garden. Now, I realize there's plenty of other areas that could be a problem, including right out in the sun, frankly. If you live in a really intense climate, like when I used to live in Florida, the sun was just too intense. So you had to either use shade cloth or things like that to keep plants going. So this is just two areas again. We're talking about shade and then a trouble area in your lawn. But I will always say this, watch nature, see what comes in, and then I'll give you a general idea of what you can do and how to fix it. So I hope this video is helpful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as it really helps my channel. And by the way, drop any comments, questions, concerns. Let me know if you have any trouble areas in your garden, and I'll see if I can help you with those as well. And we'll see you on the next video. Take it easy.